Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to week 2, or book 2 of Let's Read Lone Wolf. I am your host, Squee913, and we are about to start the second adventure. And good news! You may have noticed the music in the background has changed. Why? Why has it changed? Because I finally found the soundtrack that I used to listen to while I read these, somewhat 15 years ago, back in middle school. I used to listen to this soundtrack religiously every time I read Lone Wolf. So this is like the biggest nostalgic nerdgasm ever for me. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want to see if anyone knows what this soundtrack is to. I'll tell you maybe like next session or something if no one guesses it. But it's to a video game. I'll give you that. And it's like 15 years ago, so narrows it down quite a bit. But so, the music may not be quite as fitting as last time, maybe more fitting, it kind of just depends on you, but to me, there is no better music to listen to while reading Lone Wolf, so we're going to. You guys voted, bless your souls, a lot of you voted. I'm really happy. I have to say, I'm really happy how much support I'm getting for this. I really had no idea how it was gonna take, my audience. You guys, and you guys are very supportive about this, so I think it's fantastic. Alright, so you guys voted for healing as the new discipline, probably, and this is just me spitballing here, because I ended the last adventure with 1 health point. And maybe some of you said, yeah, we got to work on that, Squee. Good job there, by the way, dragging us in there with only 3 of our Oregons remaining. So we have camouflage, healing, hunting, mind over matter, sixth sense, and weapon skill. Animals, kinship, and tracking came in 2nd and 3rd. And for our equipment, you guys chose the broadsword, which fits our weapon skill, which will add +2 to our combat bonus. See, look at that. Automatically adds it. If I don't have it, it's not there. See? So broadsword and the chainmail, which adds 4 endurance points to our total. Okay, so chain. Hey, I'm talking at you. Chainmail and it acts like chainmail. Okay, they don't have that up here. So it adds 4 to our total endurance. Save. So now instead of 29, we'll have 33, which is, again, I think a very good choice for you guys to have made. 50 gold crowns, because we may not have had our health at the end of the first adventure, but man, did we have some moolah. Alright, and we are, I think, ready to go. Yes, let me add all this stuff into here. Hang on. Alright, sorry, where was I? I was entering this stuff in here, wasn't I? So we have a combat skill of something very forgettable. 18. Alright, so combat skill of 18. We have a weapon. We have a broadsword. So, hang on, let me add this in here. I said weapon skill, broadsword. Come on. There we go. I should have probably done this before I started recording. What? Oh, no. So 4 plus for the armor, so that equals. Okay, we got that. And I know everyone said, yes, it does have save function, StatKeeper, you can save the game, and when I press save, absolutely nothing happens. So, it doesn't have a save function for me. Special items, I'm not going to worry about writing that in there. Let's just, where do I keep my, weapons? Should be inventory, right? Somewhere? Yes, okay. Odd sword. Is that 1 word or 2? I don't remember. And an axe. Why not? We'll keep our axe from the first one. Oh yeah, and then plus 2 for the weapon. Alright, so we are ready to go, folks. Ready to hit the road, Jack. If you remember, we just got to the king and told the king that we're royally screwed because all the Kai Lords killed, and the king said, "That's groovy, man. I need you to go to our neighboring kingdom and get the Summer Sword, the sword of, like, the sun, and bring it back and kick our enemies' butts single-handedly." And we said, "No problem, El Kingo." Or something like that. It's forgettable. So, shall we begin? Number 1. Captain Duval and his guards escort you to the Citadel Gate, where a small covered wagon awaits you. As soon as you clamber in, the gates are thrown open and you are hurried away through the crowded streets of Holmgard. After a short but uncomfortable journey, the wagon stops and the driver pulls open the canvas flap. "This is the quarry, my lord. There's your ship, the Green Scepter?" Yeah, sure, Scepter. As he speaks, the driver points across the quay to a sleek travel caravel anchored near the harbor wall. I'm sorry. I just want to add a quick interjection. If the music sounds like it's skipping around a little bit, it's because I'm constantly having to pause this for one reason or another. We'll deal with it. Alright. The first mate's name is Ronan. You will find him waiting for you across the square at the Good Cheer Inn. Then the driver bids you farewell and quickly disappears into the teeming crowds. You reach the inn to find the front doors locked and the window shutters barred. You are trying to decide what to do next when a hand grabs your arm and pulls you into the darkness. Right, if you wish to draw your weapon and attack your unknown assailant, turn to page 273. Wow, what a harsh... Someone just like says, "Hey pal, can you lend me a..." Oh god, sword! Ah, face, no! Alright, if you wish to try and pull free of his grasp, yeah, that sounds like a much more mature thing to do. "Forgive me, my lord, I did not mean to startle you." The man seems nervous, and the open hand that is extended towards you is shaking quite visibly. With some caution, you accept the gesture of friendship and sit with the man at the tavern table. The place is deserted, save for a couple of mice gnawing at a large chunk of cheese. Very sanitary. "Captain Kelman has instructed me to take you to the Green Scepter, but only if I am sure you are the Kai Lord they call Lone Wolf. Can you prove your identity? You decide you must show your mastery of one of your Kai disciplines. If you have the Kai discipline of healing, turn to page 16. Kai discipline of mind blast, weapon skill, animal kinship, mind over matter. What should I use? You know what I love? I know we don't have this, but I love if you try and use animal discipline kinship, because basically what you do is you go talk to the mice. And I always thought that that was kind of odd, because I want to show these people that I'm the savior of the kingdom. Look! I can talk to mice. And you know, the people at the table are going, "Oh god, we are screwed." You know what else we can do? We can use whales! Whales! I'm sorry, guys, that was a shameless Dragon Ball Z abridged reference. But my lord, there isn't any oceans near the Holmgard capital. That's why they'll never see it coming. Whales, I say. Okay, never mind. Let's do weapon skill. Why not? We just got our broadsword. Let's show it off, huh? We didn't get to use it at all in the last book. Taking hold of your weapon. Oh, that's what she said. You demonstrate the Kai skills of balance and speed as taught to you by your Kai masters. With breathtaking speed, as you spin and twist the weapon around your head and body, the movement of your hands become a dazzling blur. You finish your display of weapon skill. To finish your display of weapon skill, you strike the edge of a pewter plate and send it spinning across the room so fast it embeds itself into a cellar door. The sailor watches in amazement. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that. You are indeed the Kai Lord, says the sailor, but the astonishment on his face quickly changes to an unpleasant sneer. Or should I say, you were? Hey, look, a picture of people with weapons that probably don't want to hug me. Alright, as he speaks, a door crashes open behind you, and you turn to see 3 harbor thugs advancing towards you. Each is armed with a scimitar, and you have no choice but to fight all 3 as one enemy. Really? Really? You guys just saw how badass I am, and you want... Alright, fine. Whatever. I'm going to unleash my giant sword upon you. Alright, they have a combat skill of 16. I have a combat skill of 20 because I'm using a broadsword. So they have a combat skill of 16 and an endurance of 25. So we're doing pretty good for here. We're at an advantage, to be sure. Let's do this. All right. What? Hang on. What? Wow. Did that really just happen? I gotta check my recording to make sure I did that right. Hang on. No, it really couldn't. I thought that. Yeah, I gotta change this. I thought that I had lost like 16 points in one combat. No. So it was 33. It said 20. I lost 2. So now I'm at 31, and they're at 16. And let's go again. And they're dead. And I didn't lose any more. Okay. See, that's better. Yay! We kicked their butts. All right. I went into the combat, so I'm going to page 333. The sailor who claimed to be the first mate, Rowan, seems to have escaped during the fight. You quickly search the bodies of the harbor thugs, but find nothing of value. However, you do notice that each of them has a tattoo of a serpent on their left wrist. Whoever sent them to kill you must already know of the importance of your quest. You leave the tavern by the side door and discover the dead body of a sailor lying beneath some stairs. Inside the collar of his bloodstained jacket is a tag bearing the name Ronan. This must be the real Ronan. He has been murdered. You cover the body and turn towards the quarry, where the Green Scepter is anchored and 300 yards from the harbor wall. If you wish to use one of the many small boats or coracles that are roped to the quarry side, turn to page 300. If you wish to hunt down the imposter who pretended to be the Ronan, turn to page 67. Yeah, I'm going to hunt down the imposter. Alright, you quickly deduce that the imposter must have escaped by the main entrance of the tavern, and if he is still in the harbor area, he must be in or around the main square. You search the buildings and the alleyways around the square, but there is no sign of him at all. Rather than waste more time in a fruitless search, you return to the quarry side and untie a small coracle from its mooring. As you row towards the Green Scepter, you begin to feel uneasy that so early in your mission your enemies have already to have found you. It seemed to have already found you. Well, that was pointless, wasn't it? As you paddle towards the sleek trade caravel, you notice, to your surprise, that the boarding ladder is being pulled up. A mean-looking sailor leans over the gunwale and curses at you. You see, he seems to think that you are a refugee trying to stow away on board. But when you shout that you are Lone Wolf and you are ambushed by an imposter at the tavern, the ladder is soon lowered again. As you climb over the side of the ship, you are met by a tall man in a gold-braided uniform. His face is almost totally covered by a shock of bright red hair and a bright red beard. Haul anchor, he booms. The crew springs into action as if their very lives depend on it. The captain ushers you below to his cabin, where he pours 2 glasses of Wanlo, a strong spirit. His face shows concern as you tell him what has happened. There is evil treachery at work, and the enemy already has plans afoot to thwart your quest. He begins when you've told your tale. It seems that you have lost the element of surprise, and I have lost a courageous first mate. Let us only hope that the voyage to Doranor be swift and safe. Alright, and a little silhouette of Home Guard as it leaves in the distance. You leave him to go up on deck just in time to see an outline of a Home Guard on the horizon. With mixed feelings of pride and apprehension, you descend the stairway to your cabin as the last spire of the capital disappears from view. Pick a random number on the table. We chose... what? What did we choose? What was the number? Hey! 3! The number's 3. If it's 2 to 3, turn to 316. Okay. The following morning, you are woken by the... Good God, the world just does not want to let me read this book. I swear this has to be the most professional audiobook ever made for anyone listening to the audio version. Alright, the following morning you are woken by the cry of the ship's lookout high in the crow's nest. Ship ahoy! Ship off the starboard bow! You climb up on deck and brace yourself against the fresh sea breeze. Why? Is the fresh sea breeze attacking you? I don't understand. On the horizon, you can see the wooded coastline of eastern Summerland, but in the middle distance is a merchant ship that looks badly damaged. It is low in the water and has only one mast remaining intact. It flies the Doranor, but the flag is upside down, a signal of distress. Choose another random number. Okay. 9. You urge the captain to investigate the vessel, but he ignores your pleas and orders the crew to continue their duties. As the trading ship disappears from view, you stare at it and wonder why the captain is so reluctant to do anything. Yeah, what's up with that, Cap? You descend below deck and take care to lock the door of your cabin behind you. Yeah, why won't he help the people? What's up with that? After 3 uneventful days at sea, you find shipboard life rather dreary. If you have a Kai discipline of healing, any endurance points that you have lost in the adventure are so far restored. Yay! Alright. All 2 of them. This will bring your endurance points back to the original, blah, 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 blah. If you do not press a skill, okay, fine. On the afternoon of the 4th day, you are talking with an injured sailor up on deck when you smell smoke seeping from the hold. How is he injured? What happened to him? Don't you think that's kind of important? Alright. If you wish to enter the hold, turn to page 29. If you wish to shout fire, turn to page 236. If you wish to warn the captain, I'm going to shout fire because that's like the smart thing to do. Suddenly panic strikes. The ship is thrown into a frenzy of activity as sailors grab buckets and blankets with which to fight the fire. Flames are roaring through the hatch cover and it takes over an hour to contain the blaze. The damage to the ship is great. The entire store of food and fresh water has been destroyed, and the midsection of the ship is badly weakened. The captain appears from out of the smoking hold and approaches you, his face black with soot. He's carrying something in a bundle under his arm. We must talk in private, my lord, he says quietly. Without replying, you turn and follow him to his cabin. And there's a picture of him with his beard and his soot face and picture and stuff. After taking care to close his door, the captain opens the mysterious bundle and tips the contents onto the cabin table. A large, charred earthenware jug and several blackened rags drop in a heap. They give off a strange, oily smell. This was no accidental fire, he says solemnly. This was an act of sabotage. The forward hold is a food store, yet I find this oil jug and these soaked rags on the floor. Someone on the ship is prepared to risk his life to stop us from reaching Duranor. You both stare at the burnt rags as if they hold the answer to your questions. Suddenly a cry from up on deck breaks the silence. Ship ahoy! Ship off the port bow! Grabbing his sword and his telescope, the captain disappears through the door up to the ladder to the deck above. If you wish to follow him, turn to page 175. If you wish to make a quick search of his cabin, turn to page 315. Yes! Let's search his things! Because we're naughty like that. Because we're not sure if he's a good guy or not. Keeping one eye on the door, you quickly search the drawers of an ornate chart table. There does not appear to be anything unusual about the contents. You find mainly charts, island maps, and navigational instruments. You are about to abandon this fruitless search when you notice a small lever hidden below the tabletop. You push it, and a panel flips open to reveal a small wooden box with a brass lock. If you have the Kai discipline of mind over matter, which I do, I'm going to turn to page 287. You focus your concentration on the small brass lock. After a few seconds, you hear a faint click that tells you that the inner latch is now unlocked. Inside is a scroll bearing a royal seal of Summerlund and containing confidential orders about your mission to Duranor. As you put the box back into its hiding place, you notice that a deadly trap has been hidden in the lid. Your Kai discipline has saved you from a swift death of a poison needle. Closing the drawers, you quickly check that nothing looks like it's been disturbed after joining the captain on the deck. And the captain's like, so where were you? I forgot how to use stairs. It took me a while. Alright, it seems our bird has flown, the captain says, pointing to the longboat moving swiftly towards another ship on the horizon. She flies no flag, and her hull is of strange shape. I've ne'er before seen the like. You watch as the longboat reaches the mysterious ship. As if by magic, a sea fog appears from nowhere and engulfs the vessel. Moments later, both the ship and the fog have disappeared. Oh, that's a good sign. Random number table time. 7. So we go to page 209. The crew start to whisper. You hear the words ghost ship and cursed voyage. But the muttering stops when the captain's voice booms out an order for all hands on deck. Only the creaking of the timbers can be heard as Captain Kelman climbs to the rear of the deck to address the crew. Men, we're 3 days' sail from Port Bax. The fire has robbed us of our provisions, and our fresh water has been fouled. We shall have to steer a new course for Ragadorn, where we shall make good our repairs and replenish our stores, that is all. The crew seemed pleased by the captain's announcement and set about their duties with renewed vigor. Then the captain turns to you. We're about 8 hours from Ragnadorn, my lord. My orders are to see you safely to Port Bax and pass you into the care of the Summerlending Consul, Lord Lieutenant Rygar. But time is not our ally, and I fear the repairs may take a week or more to complete. When we drop anchor, you will have to find your own route to Doranor, by sea, with us, or alone by the coast road. As you turn to your cabin, the king's words haunt your thoughts. 40 days, Lone Wolf. We only have the strength to stand against them for 40 days. You do not have long to complete your dangerous mission. Can't I find another ship to take me? No? Okay, fine. As dawn breaks, a fierce storm rises, and you are awoken by the violent rocking of the ship. The floor of your cabin is awash, and the shouts of the crew can hardly be heard above the howling wind. You quickly dress, gather your equipment, and make your way to the deck. Dude, this ship is just like one tragedy after another, isn't it? Now, some sort of water main broke. It's flooding. I hope they have insurance for this. You are soon joined by the captain, who takes hold of your arm and orders you to return to your cabin. Suddenly, you start to go down, and there's a thunderous crack as high in the rigging part of the mast snaps. You look up to see a shattered pole falling towards you. Choose another random number. 4. Oh, that doesn't sound good. You dive backwards, but only just in time to avoid the falling mast as it smashes straight through the deck. You stagger upright and peer into the mass of shattered timbers. Pinned beneath the broken mast is the lifeless body of Captain Kelman. Aww. As you stare in horror, a loud crack fills the air as the storm breaks open the already damaged hull of the Green Scepter. As the ship breaks up, you are hurled over the side and into the raging sea. Gasping for air, you claw your way to the surface, but strike your head on a hatch, lose 1 endurance point, and pull yourself onto the makeshift raft. If you're wearing a chainmail waistcoat, you must discard it now or risk drowning. Well, crap. Doesn't that just suck? Alright, fine. So I lose an endurance point and I lose the chainmail, so I'm going to be down, what, to 28. Well, that was a fantastic choice, but we had no way of knowing that we were going to lose the chainmail. Hang on, I got to fix this on my my thing that I fix. Hey, come on! Give me my... Hang on, folks. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Alright. So, no chainmail... What the... no chainmail for us. None. Oh.